Hey folks, welcome back to Superhero Roundup on SourceFedNERD. I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Quicksilver.
I'm DJ Wooldridge.
And today we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Agent Carter, because Gotham's taking the week off, and we've got Flash and Arrow coming back next week.
Yeah, and since it's a lighter week, we're also going to talk about the things that we're most anticipating coming in 2015 from our favorite shows and movies.
Let's talk Agent Carter. I thought this episode, it wasn't quite as good as either of the two we got last week.
No, it was not as good as the premiere episodes, but I still enjoyed it quite a bit.
As did I. I like how they're moving forward. They're not really wasting any time, and now I'm wanting more, and you get an idea of where they're headed, but they're not really hinting to anything yet.
I don't think I've been this excited about like a network TV show week in and week out. Like when Tuesday comes around, I was like, yes, more Agent Carter.
I didn't love it as much as you guys. I was just kind of like, eh.
It was lighter.
Yeah, I was just kind of bored. It didn't really feel like it had as much weight to me as the previous two. Like, okay, great, they got all the Stark inventions back, but they still are blaming Stark, and she can't. I was just kind of.
But overall, you're not as over the moon about the show as we are. We were talking about a little bit before.
Yeah.
That you'd kind of give the show like a B overall.
Yeah, like I like it a lot, but honestly, and I feel like maybe I'm the only person here, and maybe it's just because it's been on for so long. Like I prefer Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to this show.
Really?
As of right now. It's got me more hooked. There's more going on. I really love the characters. With this show, I feel like I love the actors more than the characters, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
no, like
that does,
Haley Atwell is so good. I would just watch her do anything. James Darcy is so good as Jarvis. I just like watching him. But I don't feel overly attached to them.
The most I'm attached to a person is Jarvis. More so than Haley Atwell.
I don't know.
Because he's so good. Especially this, like, they added some, like, compelling backstory to him. Like, whoa, wait, whoa, that was a cool twist.
Potential
he was there.
treason.
Yeah, but, like, the way, like, he's very delicate of a person, of a character, and he just, like, laid everything out beautifully, or maybe manipulative. You don't know.
I think the best testament I can give to James Darcy's acting is he made me care about a person that we have not yet seen on screen.
That's a good point.
And by the way, if we're going to bank so much on Jarvis's wife, we might want to bring her
cast her.
and not have her be just a disembodied voice. But for me personally, I really care about the characters. I find I find it to be a much tighter dynamic than S.H.I.E.L.D. Every person fills a role and they fill it well, and they just happen to be cast with very stellar performers. I'm going to go on record now. I meant to say this last week. It would not surprise me if Sousa, the guy with the crutch, ends up being a double agent because he's so damn likable. Exactly. I would have the same reaction, and because of that, it wouldn't surprise me if he's a double agent.
Damn it!
Also,
no!
Do you think Marvel? Not Marvel.
Also, her friend Angie from the Automat.
Totally could be a double.
Because she was on Nikita and she kicked a lot of ass in Nikita. And we also
Lindsay Fonseca.
Yeah, and also this week we found out we started getting hints that Leviathan is tied to Russia. We started getting that seated in there, which is exciting. And I'm also wondering, is Agent Thompson, could he possibly be supposed to be Flash Thompson from Spider-Man, his like granddad? Is that one of their ways of like?
I don't know.
You pointed that out. Like, I mean. It's a stretch, but
it's a stretch.
Is it a stretch?
It is a stretch. They don't have the rights to the character.
But remember, they were going to put Oscorp in
Avengers
in the first Avengers movie,
and then they did.
They didn't because of time.
And technically, the Human Torch was in the first Captain America.
They have access to that
suit.
Human Torch.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the World War II Human Torch, which I actually hope shows up in the series at some point.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
That would be really
But once again, we got another solid action sequence. I think the action on the show is very well done.
Well, we just got, it was just the one, it was a fight. We didn't really get an action sequence. And I agree with you. I think this show right now is doing the best fights on broadcast.
Yes.
Easily, far and away.
And cool invention.
Yeah,
like
the constrictor.
Yeah. Although I thought that it's good that it localizes.
Yeah, because I was like, this is so violent for a network. Yeah.
But it was just his arm, and also it was interesting. I think it was a little bit slower this episode. It had a little less momentum. And the other weakest thing for me this episode was who was the agent that ended up being killed?
Ray.
They were
Klin-Lininski.
Krishminsky.
I felt like they were leaning a little bit too heavily on him this episode. His shtick wears thin after a while, and it was a little too much of it. And then when he was alone in the car with the guy that they had to do something with because he knew Agent Carter's secret, it was one of that's why he's gonna die.
Yeah, it's a farewell tour.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought that was effective in the way that they showed everybody's reaction. While it felt, it didn't completely jive with me because I mean the guy was an asshole. That everybody was super heartbroken. But I get that we're just coming out of World War II. They've lost people before. The fact that this is the first one that they've lost.
And also, like, he's a prick, but in a sense, he's their prick.
Yeah,
like, they work together.
Yeah.
They know the guy pretty well. They've shared laughs with him, even at the same time as they're like, you know?
And also, we had the same question in our brains. Could it possibly be Jarvis that killed him?
Right? Would
Did
that
you-
be
did that enter
an
your
awesome
brain?
twist?
I don't know if it would be an awesome twist. I'm just wondering if it could be.
It did not enter my brain, but I don't know.
Is it out of the
Because,
realm of
because
possibility?
we treat Jarvis
Yeah.
like he's useless, but he did serve. We learned in this episode that he was in the military.
And he is a little bit of espionage. With
So what you're saying is the whole I don't know how to fight, I don't know how to use a gun thing is an act, and
Possibly.
he's a double agent.
But
We
with
can't
Stark,
have
because
so many double agents.
Well, I don't think they're
That's
all
three
double
right
agents.
now.
I think because the other one fans are saying is the new tenant, that tall ass blonde chick that is the new tenant.
Yeah.
Might be a double agent.
That's
too.
4. I can't keep track of all of these
It
people.
would be great if all of them.
How about we just have
It's like,
one
surprise!
single
Yeah.
agent? Well, no, the blonde would be a single agent because
Yeah.
she's not
It's
working.
true. That's true. She's not double crossing anybody. She's
Yeah.
undercover at that point.
Right. Okay. I'm happy that we found the symbol pretty quickly.
Yes.
I'm glad that we
Yeah.
found some of the technology and we can start messing with some of the technology
Yes.
because if we found the majority of it, that means that there must be some that is still missing.
Yeah.
The thing that just remains murky for me is how on earth is she supposed to clear Howard Stark's name? The objective of the series as of right now
Yes.
remains unclear to me.
I guess find the people actually responsible and get them to admit that they stole the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's she gonna do that?
That's the question.
I thought this would have been a good step in the right direction, but apparently it wasn't. To
Yeah,
find
now
the stolen
right.
merch
now
and like.
the boss comes down and he's like, I'm even more dedicated to catching Stark now because he's responsible for this.
Also, can I just one more thing? I feel
Yeah.
like I'm coming off overly hatery this
No,
episode.
you're fine.
And I genuinely like this show.
Mm-hmm.
If you are spies and you get a tip to go down to a dock where there's a bunch of stolen advanced weaponry, why on earth would you announce your presence with a goddamn siren? They were blaring that siren from miles away, and any of the culprits could have escaped, they could have armed up, they could have sailed away, they could have done anything. Why on earth would you use a siren? It's that kind of like lazy detail writing that at the same time I feel like you pick up on more than me,
Yeah.
but like
I think we excuse it.
I don't know if we
I
excuse it, but I think also it comes back to that idea of being on the wavelength. Because if that bothers you, there's a lot more shit in Shield that should bother you.
but it
If those
doesn't on
little
that show
things-
because I like
'cause
that show
something-
more.
And,
No,
for
did
me,
you-
and for me,
yeah.
I cannot name a single character on Agents of Shield that I legitimately care about.
Fits.
I mean,
You
he's
care
the
a
most.
little bit.
Yeah.
You care a little. I care more about Mockingbird now, but no. As soon as this show started, I was hooked on every single character, even the asshole.
There's a lot happening in 2015. Not as much as 2016, by the way. I
Yeah.
looked at the
You
movie
wrote that
schedule
down,
for
yeah.
2016, and there's like 16 different just superhero movies that are
my
coming
God.
out.
I don't want to think of just
It's
Marvel.
like Deadpool and Gambit and X-Men Apocalypse and anyway, this year there's only Avengers, Ant-Man, and Fantastic Four.
only.
Yeah.
Only.
Only those three, plus Daredevil and Jessica Jones by the end of the year, right?
No, I think Jessica Jones might be by the end of the year or might be the next year, unfortunately. Yeah, it depends on how
Too
that
complicated.
shakes out. But we've already talked about Daredevil and we're all really excited for that. They started releasing a teaser for that, so that's cool. It's just the
letters. I want to see some footage, damn it, of Daredevil. You show me the D's, I'm like, fine. I knew that there were D's. I don't care. You take it out of context, that's your peril.
What are you guys most excited about in 2015?
Avengers. I'm most excited for Avengers. I am so pumped. I would like to see Agent Carter come back. I would like to hear it be announced that it would come back for a second season. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that too. I would like to see S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of
Just give it
tighten
more
I
time.
know I am. I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna watch every single episode, but it just needs to like just
I'm hoping,
something.
I would like to start getting maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the first half of the year for like 12 episodes and Agent Carter in the back half of the year for 12
That
episodes.
I think would be great because you tighten the storytelling on both.
Because I think that's helping. One of the things that helps Agent Carter is how much momentum it has. Because
a sense of
so next week
urgency
is
to
the midpoint
Yeah.
of the season. You
22
know?
episodes, way too long for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Way
too
too
long.
long.
That was a
Way
problem
too
with the first season.
No.
But Gotham, I saw an ad that the Executioner or Electrocutioner is the next episode. What are you guys? Are you guys
Cool.
excited?
He's a Z-lister from a video game.
Yeah, you guys excited for the rest of Gotham?
No.
No, we're not.
Alright.
Matt, what are you excited about?
Obviously, I'm excited for Avengers. I'm really excited about Daredevil. But for me, and it's just because like I'm a risk taker. I'm a glutton for punishment. I gotta go with Batman vs Superman. I
Yeah.
gotta go with Batman vs Superman because I haven't seen anything from it, and I grew up a DC kid. I want DC to have cool movies out in the theaters, and
all
I just
do.
can't help but have sky high hopes. Even though everything I've heard is just sort of like, I don't know, dude. It could, but it couldn't.
So you're waiting for some concrete information for that? Because there was a
Yeah.
brief rumor that it was going to be 2 movies and one was coming out in October.
That would
Yeah.
be real
but
bad.
that was shot down, and it is going to be in March of next year, 2016.
Well, I guess it just goes to show they must have so much footage. It's going to be such a long movie.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right.
Yeah, but
that's-
I'm kind of excited for that too
Yeah.
because I'm a DC fanboy, and this year's more of a Marvel-centric year.
Yeah.
Um,
Every year is
yeah.
a Marvel.
But get excited because February 17th, 12th, someone correct me, but when Jupiter Ascending comes out is when they're going to drop the Batman v Superman trailer.
Oh, great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So
Very
they have
cool.
reason
That's
to see
coming
that
soon.
movie.
Yeah, so it's coming out soon.
No, it is not. No, I don't want to talk about that movie.
Can we just give the Wachowskis a superhero franchise so that they stop making other
Whatever
movies that
these
don't
movies are.
I'm excited to see what they directed.
Plastic
Doctor
Man like they
Strange.
always wanted to?
If they want to do Plastic Man,
They
I'd
wanted
love
to do
see
Plastic Man since 1994.
Plastic Man would be amazing, but
Yeah.
we're not going to get on that. I'm excited to see where Flash and Arrow go this season, and I'm excited to see what happens with Supergirl.
Ooh,
Yeah.
big announcement too. There might be another spinoff.
Well, there might be another
And
spin-off
Krypton.
with
Yeah,
which people.
Lord.
Oh, Krypton! Jeez.
It's just Gotham, Superman. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
There might be another spin-off, and they're saying it could be. People are kind of saying it could be the Atom. I'd like to see it be the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
They just haven't built that out enough, but the show could be a good
It could
opportunity.
be, and
for
also
that.
Diggle needs a spin-off ASAP before he gets killed off.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He
gonna
needs-
be more important.
That's the only
soon.
happy ending he'll ever
Yeah,
get.
I'm hoping because he got both a relationship with Barry and with Ollie that we'll find out that his name is actually John Stewart Diggle, and he'll get a green ring, and we'll maybe get a Green Lantern or something out of it.
That'd be
I
fucking
wouldn't
cool.
mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind at all.
But even if it's just a, you know what? We here at Argus think you need to run the Suicide
Suicide
Squad
Squad.
full time.
Just get him
Let's
off
save
so that
his
he
life,
can, yeah,
please.
because something bad is going to happen to him if he
Yeah.
stays on. Also, conflicting reports. The showrunner for Supergirl was kind of like, yeah, I mean, we could see her cross over with Arrow and Flash and whatever, but then like the head of CBS was like, I mean, maybe down the line, but probably not anytime soon, which sounds like the typical like creative versus
Yeah.
studio.
God, that'd be
bullshit.
so cool.
Tom Hardy just dropped out of the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, and apparently they're talking to Jake Gyllenhaal,
Which is an
to
interesting
replace him.
choice.
Yeah, for like a buff soldier guy, Gyllenhaal would be my go-to guy. But then
No.
again, we were talking about Adrian Brody and Predators.
Mm-hmm.
And if
And
you-
he hulked out.
Yeah, so,
Highly recommend that movie.
Yeah.
By the
Well,
way.
I mean, if you've
Yeah.
seen End of Watch, he got built for that, and that was another David Ayer movie.
yeah, that's a good point.
So
Right.
they've worked together before, and he's a
Yeah.
great actor. And frankly, it's been a long time since he's tried a franchise vehicle, not since Prince of Persia.
Also, there's been a rumor that has been subsequently denied, but of course it would be denied. Spider-Man supposedly in Avengers 3, the first
Yeah.
half of Infinity War, which I mean, we'll see. That stuff is so tenuous. Like,
Yeah.
I want him in Civil
We'll
War.
see.
I want him in Civil War
I think
so
it's
bad.
too late. It's too late for that.
that what role would he?
What's he
It's
gonna
just-
do?
oh,
I have no clue what he would do. I
Yeah.
just want him just to like you see him in the back.
Yeah.
He goes by.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And then of course, is it Sony making the movies and Marvel's footing some of the bill? Like how that whole all that
I don't
dynamic?
know.
Like who knows?
I think it's a co-finance, and then they split the profits in some way.
But what would be cool is if they could get Spider-Man in somewhere. If we could just have Hugh Jackman make some sort of cameo, because people we would love to have Marvel have X-Men. What we really care about is Wolverine showing up. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. That's
Yeah, I don't need
everybody
all
has
the
an
other.
attachment
I don't
to,
need the other
as far
characters.
as the movies go.
Yeah. And the big thing is Avengers got its first official trailer, even though there was like 9 teasers that came out before it.
Yeah.
I didn't tear up. I didn't freak out when it happened. Ultron was super cool. CGI seemed a little, but I think we got a little bit of a tease of Wakanda in this trailer.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so
a little
too.
more.
I'm wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm at that stage where it's like, okay, I need to stop watching trailers for this, or else they're
'Cause
going to
I-
tell me everything that's in
Right,
the
because
movie.
I know that I'm gonna see it,
Yeah.
so there's no point. It just for me, that trailer didn't really add anything.
Oh, it
yeah,
did not.
Same here.
No,
Yeah.
it was just sort of like, oh yeah, you want to see the Avengers? You're still gonna want to see the Avengers.
As far as comics go and my pull list goes, next week, the big news is Batman and Robin 38. Damian Wayne is returned. He's returned from the dead. He has superpowers. So that
sounds
dynamic.
wackadoo.
Batman had to go fight Darkseid for his body and everything. It's madness. But anyway, but it sounds like it'll change the power dynamic. So if you're interested in that, I'm a little dubious on character resurrections, but Damian Wayne was so cool that I was bummed that they killed him off in the first place. Yeah. The next part of Spider-Verse and Amazing Spider-Man. Another issue of Moon Knight, written by Brian Wood, which has been really good. Not as good as Warren Ellis's run, but still good. And then the next issue of Justice League with Lex Luthor and who's now part of the Justice League, trying to figure out how to solve a virus that he created to stop superheroes that has gotten loose and is killing everybody.
Got it.
Yeah, and that's a really cool arc. So you might want to check that out if you get a chance.
So, folks, thank you so much for watching. As always, we will be back next week with an all-new episode of Superhero Roundup. I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Evan Peters.
And I'm DJ Wooldridge.
See. Oh, you're so fast. It's so fast. Be careful.
Caught on the
Jesus.
table.